Welcome back to another episode of Streamport Connection. This part is going to be just about WWE news. And start off with WWE replaced their 50 biggest matches in WWE history DVD set with a new set called 50 Most Shocking, Surprising, and Amazing Moments in WWE History. Scheduled for release on August the 23rd in DVD and Blu-ray formats. Former WWE Carlito commented on Christian's dropping the title on last week's SmackDown. Ex-WWE superstar Carlito recently made the following comments on his official Twitter page, in which he criticizes WWE's decision to have Christian recently drop the World Heavyweight Championship to Randy Orton after only 2 or 3 days, being they tape every SmackDown episode on Tuesday. The pay-per-views are on Sunday, so that's 3 days. Okay, and he was going to say, as he did say, I was going to send my congrats to Christian. Then I found out that they had him drop the title after a couple of days. Christian had been busting his ass for years, and that's the thanks that he gets. In the biz, you can bust your ass, but if you're on the list of people that the company didn't believe in, you're fired. And that's why I wasn't happy and wanted to leave for years. I felt that I was on that list of guys that they didn't believe in. I ain't mad though. It's not my company. They have every right to run the company the way they want. And this is why their ratings ain't very good, and also their stock is not very high. Okay, in an update on the story about Mick Foley wanting to appear on last week's Raw episode for The Rock's birthday, Foley actually heard weeks before that there would be a birthday party for The Rock on Raw, and was interested in going, but being a part of it in some way. Foley thought the party would be on April 18th Raw, and he had a 10 a.m. appearance that same night that was canceled. So Foley asked if he could attend the April 18th Raw, which was actually in London, thinking that it was in Miami. About an hour later, Foley then found out that he had the dates mixed up, and that Rock's birthday celebration was scheduled for May 2nd. Foley already knew he was scheduled for Impact tapings on May 2nd, and the story ended there. Foley did ask TNA Dixie Carter and Terry Taylor if he could go to Raw when he thought it was on April 18th, and reportedly they gave him permission. WWE stars sent back to FCW in July. And here are the names. He's scheduled for the FCW event in Kissimmee, Florida on July 22nd are Sheamus, the Uso twins, Santino Marella, and Vladimir Kozlov. And the show starts at 7 p.m. Stan, who's apparently been sending in the actual wrestling time for all the shows on Impact, as well as WWE Raw, SmackDown, and yada yada yada. Well, he said there was actually 34 minutes and 21 seconds of in-ring action on this past Friday's SmackDown, down from the previous week's 36 minutes and 31 seconds. Okay, WWE officials have surprised at the uproar of the criticism from fans after Christian lost the World Heavyweight title to Randy Orton. Officials weren't expecting there to be such a backlash against Orton. Well, duh, people, it's not Orton's fault. He's just getting paid by the WWE officials. WWE company. So, those are the ones that send your letters to, folks. Okay, Fast 5 with The Rock fell to second place at the box office this weekend, as their rival Marvel's Thor came in first. However, Fast 5 has already made $142 million domestically in 2 weeks. As noted before, WWE had to cancel its Istanbul, Turkey at the last minute on their recent European tour. Randy Orton noted on his Twitter that the Turkish government wouldn't let WWE into the company. Well, duh, they have a ban on all WWE entertainment of any kind into Turkey at all. He wrote to a fan, wish we could have went to Turkey, Istanbul, a few weeks ago. For some reason unknown to me, we weren't allowed by your government. WWE officials have discussions on turning Nexus member Mason Ryan babyface. John Morrison is reportedly suffering from an injury that could cause him to miss some time. Well, the reason why he wasn't on Raw because he had supposed to have surgery today on his neck. Well, doctors found that it's only a pinched nerve. So unknown whether he had the surgery or not. According to the report, it's not clear that Morrison's neck or shoulder is injured. Morrison may be able to keep wrestling throughout the shoulder injury, but the doctor said he can return in 4 to 6 weeks. But a neck injury will definitely not put him out of action. Right in the middle of a push on our Raw brand. We should know more about it after Morrison's status in a few days. More updated like I just said, 4 to 6 weeks, it said. He's expected to miss 4 to 6 weeks due to pinched nerve in his neck. Dr. Christopher Amann confirmed that the recovery time was only expected to be a few weeks as a result of the surgery. So he did have surgery today. This is considered minimally invasive surgery, unlike other procedures, such as those undergone by John Cena and Edge. The typical recovery time is 4 to 6 weeks. Okay, there's news on Tough Enough that it will feature a double elimination, as it was a surprise on the actual show. At the very last minute, when they got down to the bottom 3, well, 2 out of the 3 were gone. Okay, and Stone Cold was quoted by saying, "This is the title of this episode. It's getting down to the nut cutting time." Tonight's Raw takes place from the Thompson Building Arena in Knoxville, Tennessee. Advertised locally is The Miz versus John Cena for the WWE title, but I believe that was a dark match. Thus, they set the actual pay-per-view as Cena versus Miz rematch. Top 3 matches for WWE's Over the Limit pay-per-view will be announced at this week's Raw and SmackDown tapings. Karma made her WWE Live debut at last night's show in Dothan, Alabama, after Eve Torres lost to Divas champion Brie Bella. Karma came out to attack her until last night's attack on Eve. Karma has previously attacked heel WWE divas, such as Michelle McCool, Maurice, and Alicia Fox. On the same show, Hall of Famer Ricky Steamboat came out to be the guest host, but was interrupted by Alberto Del Rio. Del Rio attacked Steamboat, which brought out Rey Mysterio, which brought out CM Punk, and then Kofi Kingston. This all set up Kofi and Rey versus Del Rio and Punk later on, which the babyfaces won. The angle with Jinder Mahal, the guy that's been seen in the segments with Great Khali, with the next from the last couple of SmackDowns, Great Khali and Ron Johnson on SmackDown, it is supposed to lead to Khali turning heel, with the idea he's become too soft as a babyface and is no longer the monster he is well known as. Mahal and Khali are scheduled to form a heel tag team, with Mahal carrying most of their work. Current Raw member Skip Sheffield commented on his Twitter and whatever, MySpace, or yeah, it was Twitter, who hasn't appeared on TV since being injured in August of 2010 during the Nexus peak, wrote the following on his Twitter account by saying, "First and last update here, since so many of you have been kind to ask. Things have been extremely complicated with the injury, and it was so much more than just a broken ankle and a leg. It has been the most positive experience of my life, and I promise you I will return very soon, bigger and better than anything you have ever seen. Nobody is going to stop me from achieving what I have set out to do." Former diva Maria Kanellis and Tara and Tiffany Terrell will be bringing their Diva Mania tour to Baltimore, Maryland on May 14th at the Club Mist. They will begin signing autographs at 8:30 and then will party with the fans in the club afterwards. Okay, Karma continued to attack Eve Torres at both weekend house shows live events. Brodus Clay was using new theme music at the weekend SmackDown live events tour. And WWE is looking for people that know that new Hall of Famer Gorgeous George, or may have souvenirs or home videos of him, as they are currently working on a documentary about his life and career. WWE is asking that serious inquiries should be sent to Gorgeous GEO 32415 at gmail.com. An interview with Live Audio Wrestling, Kevin Nash revealed that an email was passed along today announcing that Lex Luger was now in charge of the WWE Wellness Program policy. John Morrison commented on his Twitter, I'm about to get an operation to fix my neck. I will return. And then at Ron Killings. I guess he was talking to Ron Killings when he said that. Nope. Ezekiel Jackson worked as a babyface at last night's SmackDown live event show in Pensacola, Florida, teaming with WWE Tag Team Champion Kane. The monstrous duo beat Justin Gabriel and Heath Slater, who's portraying sneaky heels. Kane chokeslammed Slater for the win. Jackson defeated Big Show in a singles match on Friday's episode of SmackDown and refused to celebrate with the fellow core members afterwards. Backstage, he was attacked in retaliation. WWE launched a program between Sin Cara and Chavo Guerrero on Friday night's episode of SmackDown, as the third generation wrestler shook Cara's hand following his victory over Tyson Kidd in their first match together. Cara beat Guerrero at last night's SmackDown live event in Pensacola, Florida. Rosa Mendez, who has been portrayed as a babyface character in recent months, was reverted back to the dark side. It appeared as a heel character against babyface Natalya at last night's live event in Pensacola, Florida. The third generation wrestler beat Mendez by the sharpshooter. Mendez's sudden turn can be attributed to the shortage of heel divas since LaCool split and McCool's gone. Layla established herself as a babyface on Friday's episode of SmackDown, leaving Alicia Fox as the lone heel on the brand. However, Fox suffered a shoulder injury at the television taping after taking a clothesline from Karma, and therefore is out of action. Meanwhile, Karma is working this weekend's Raw Live event tour. This leaves Mendez as the lone active heel diva on SmackDown. Stone Cold is being locally advertised for a special appearance on the June 13th Monday Night Raw, taping at the Nassau Coliseum in Long Island, New York. The appearance is timed with the end of the Tough Enough season. The Tough Enough finale is on 6/6. The 6/13th Raw in Long Island is the first of two back-to-back 3-hour events. So mark that on your calendar. Is the 6/13 is 3-hour Raw. Okay, another tweet from John Morrison after surgery. You can go to twitter.com/TheRealMorrison about his neck injury. I was hoping to wake up from anesthesia and make a joke like my dad. Instead, I just mumbled some crap at Real Melina about a juice box. Then he posted the surgery went well. The RN said, I now hold the juice box record. I drank 14 tiny juice boxes before they said, maybe you should drink water now. And that will end my report on WWE News for this week, or this weekend.